How does your quad do accountability? Well, you know, you need time to dig into each other's lives. 20 minutes a week just isn't going to get her done. And that's one reason why the house church that I participate in, we do things a little bit differently. Most people meet as a big group 90% of the time, and then a little bit they meet in quads. We actually meet in quads 90% of the time, and then 10% of the time we meet in a big group. So about once every 6 weeks, we meet in quads, separate guys and girls. Every week we call ourselves Brooklyn and Queens. Queens for the ladies, obviously, Brooklyn for the guys. And about once every 6 weeks we come together as a house church, we meet together. But weekly we meet as quads, and that's simply for this reason that, you know, 20 minutes a week with the guys you're supposed to be doing life with every week just isn't going to get her done, because you can't fight for one another if you don't know one another. And 20 minutes at the end of house church just isn't enough for the people that you're supposed to be fighting for, loving, and working with, you know, on a daily basis, weekly basis. So I think it's a crucial thing to stay connected during the week. Text, email, phone calls, prayer, whatever it is. I mean, that's crucial. You can't just expect to show up one night a week and be like, "Hey, how was your week? Oh, it was great. This happened. Okay, nice." Or I confession, blah blah blah. Oh, dude, why didn't you talk to anybody? You know, why didn't you let anybody know this was going on? We need to pray for you. We can be there. We can help with this. We can do that. So you have to stay connected, and that doesn't necessarily mean everybody with everybody. You know, that's why quads are supposed to be small. Make your group smaller, and be involved in each other's lives. Within quad time, big focus on honesty, transparency, truth, and obviously rebuke. Refrigerator rights, as we call them, don't happen overnight. You know, it takes time to develop, takes time to let people have access to those places in your heart, those places in your life you don't share with other people, and hence more times in quads allow for that to happen. Let's be honest, you know, you get in a big group of 25 or whatever, and Johnny Below Schmo isn't gonna talk about what he really needs to share with somebody in front of that many people. But when you get around 4 or 5 or 6, there's a lot more confession and openness and transparency happening, and that's a big thing for us as a house church. Our conviction has just been the real growth is happening in same-sex smaller groups. And that's it. And we just followed the Spirit's leading in that. We said we're going to keep doing this until God leads otherwise, as long as people are being made disciples and growing and loving the Lord and desiring that time together as brothers and as sisters. And that's what we belong doing, and that's what we've done. There's a lot of freedom in grace and confession. Doing accountability, confession is crucial. Miles Stanford says, you know, confession is like unloading everything that's on you and laying it on Christ, laying it on others. And afterwards it doesn't feel quite as heavy because there's honesty in there. There's grace where there's honesty. And that's something that we try to promote heavily. And, you know, there's no condemnation here for those who are in Christ Jesus, you know, which doesn't mean that we let you off easy with sins. It means that, hey, there's honesty, there's grace, you know. And that's another thing about it is, you know, there's strong accountability, there's strong boundaries that we set up within guys' lives. Hey, how are you fighting this? You know, how are you doing this? What do we need to set up here to enable this area of your life to flourish? So those kind of things are present too. And it needs to be wider than just secret sins. We can't have accountability groups and just focus on secret sins all the time. We need to talk about things like evangelism, obedience, outreach, love. So that needs to be a focus as well.